Claire-Clémence de Maillé-Brézé was a French noblewoman from the Brézé family and a niece of Cardinal Richelieu. She married Louis de Bourbon, Prince of Condé, known as Le Grand Condé, and became the mother of Henri Jules. She was Princess of Condé and Duchess of Fronsac. Claire-Clémence was born at Brézé in the Maine-et-Loire department of France, the daughter of Urbain de Maillé-Brézé, Marquis de Brézé, Seigneur de Milly, Seigneur de Tevals, Marshal of France, and Nicole du Plessis de Richelieu, sister of Cardinal Richelieu. She had a younger brother, Jean-Armand de Maillé-Brézé, who became an admiral of the French Royal Navy. When she was 5 years old, her uncle the Cardinal arranged her betrothal to the French Prince Louis de Bourbon, who would become the renowned General at Condé, the Great Condé. Quote, under the pretext of educating her, she was taken from her family and entrusted to Mme Baudelaire, wife of the superintendent, who gave her a mediocre education. Upon her coming of age at 13, the marriage was concluded at Milly-le-Mougon. Louis, then the Duc d'Enghien, was barely 20 years old and had already had several mistresses. In love at the time with Marthe Poussard, he protested in vain against the marriage, but his father, the Prince of Condé, forced him to wed Claire-Clémence. The marriage took place on the 11th of February 1641 at the Palais Royal in Paris. As she married a member of the reigning House of Bourbon, she became a princess of the blood and had the style Serene Highness. After his father's death in 1646, her husband became the first prince of the blood, which was the most important rank behind that of the members of the royal family. Although she bore her husband 3 children, he later claimed she committed adultery with a number of different men in order to justify her locking away at Châteauroux, but the charge was widely disbelieved. St. Simon, while admitting that she was homely and dull, praised her virtue, piety, and gentleness in the face of relentless abuse. Upon her estranged husband's disgrace, arrest and imprisonment, in January 1650, at the fortress of Vincennes after the Fronde, Claire-Clémence distinguished herself by her energetic and devoted conduct, pursuing the struggle, raising his friends, leading them in danger, and braving the king's anger, Mazarin's orders, and popular threats. To get to the fortress of Montrond, the cardinal set out on a long journey from Bordeaux, via Poitou, Anjou and Touraine. She stopped him at Milly-le-Mougon, using his short stay to recruit her husband's friends from all parts, while Condé's faithful intendant, Linette, came through France and Spain, and readied Montrond for a siege that would take the French army more than a year to raise. Claire-Clémence gathered her faithful friends around her and gave splendid celebrations at Milly-le-Mougon in favor of all the organizers of the resistance during the Fronde. Despite her efforts, however, her husband remained imprisoned until the 7th of February 1651. In 1651, Claire-Clémence was forced to submit to the regent, Queen Anne of Austria, and to her minister, Mazarin. She thus joined her husband in Spanish Flanders with the son. They only returned to favor in 1660, reinstalling themselves at the Château de Chantilly. However, when a scandal arose because of her liaison with a page, the prince exiled his wife at the Château Raoul in Châteauroux, where she remained until her death in 1694. She saw the birth of her child, Marie-Thérèse de Bourbon, Mademoiselle de Bourbon in 1666, her child, Marie-Anne de Bourbon, Mademoiselle de Conti, was born in 1689. She later became Princess of Condé, the title that Claire-Clémence held for some time. Claire-Clémence was buried at the Chapel of Saint Martin at the Château de Châteauroux, France. Issue: Henri Jules, Prince of Condé, married Anne Henriette of Bavaria and had issue. Louis de Bourbon, Duke of Bourbon, died in infancy. Mademoiselle de Bourbon, died in infancy. Her descendants include the present-day pretenders to the throne of France and Italy and the kings of Spain and Belgium. Portrayal in film. In the film Vatel, a 2000 film based on the life of 17th-century French chef François Vatel, directed by Roland Joffé and starring Gérard Depardieu, Uma Thurman, and Tim Roth. Claire-Clémence is portrayed by Ariel Dombasle. Titles, styles, honors and arms. Titles and styles. The 25th of February 1628, February 1641, Mademoiselle de Brézé, February 1641, the 26th of December 1646, Her Serene Highness the Duchess of Enghien, the 26th of December 1646 to 11 November 1686, Her Serene Highness the Princess of Condé, the 11th of November 1686 to 16 April 1694, Her Serene Highness the Dowager Princess of Condé.